Hey guys, today it's Jessica. If you've watched my videos, you know that's not ever how I usually say, hey guys, it's Jessica. Today. Anyway, boy, I've already screwed it up. Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm gonna share with you guys my most repurchased makeup. I actually had a lot of fun. I was sitting here earlier when I first brewed my cup of coffee. It's like starting to get hot. I wish it's starting to get cold. And I was just sitting there literally just pulling out makeup from my drawers and looking at it and thinking, okay, what have I bought again and again? And it was kind of illuminating to see, because when I look at it, okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 products. And how many of these are drugstore? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 10. So I thought, I'm like, I feel like that's a good balance, and it wasn't intentional. 10 is a nice round number too. But it's kind of a cool balance. I have just a little bit more drugstore than I do high-end, which also makes sense. But it's also kind of surprising that I've repurchased these 4 high-end products as much as I have, because they're more expensive. But I mean, I think all of us are more apt to repurchase something that's cheaper, duh. I'm just excited to share all these because these are like my freaking favorites. So if you enjoy this kind of a video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I hope you'll click the little notification bell so YouTube will let you know when I upload a new video. Let's go ahead and get into it. I feel like I'm always laughing at myself. Can you guys laugh with me so I'm not laughing at myself? Okay, how many of these am I wearing on my eyes today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the 10, again, not bad. Well, 7, one of them's a brush and I use the brush. I don't know, does that count? I guess. Can't wear a brush. You could. Let's start with the drugstore one. How about we do the drugstore ones first, then we'll end with the high end. So we'll do the 6 drugstore ones first. First thing I've repurchased again and again is my little Wet n Wild Brulee single eyeshadow. I run out of it, I buy it again. I run out of it, I buy it again. This is my freaking beloved eyeshadow. Like, it's one eyeshadow I can't live without. And I know it sounds funny, and if you've got a way deeper skin tone for me than me, this wouldn't be that way for you. But if you're anywhere near my skin tone, it's just a, you know, kind of apricot colored shadow, pretty darn pigmented, and I use it every single day to kind of like, I'll put a primer on and then I'll powder this just all over it, because it kind of sets that, but it also makes sure that the next darker shadow I'm putting on doesn't kind of skip and get stuck in spots, because this has already kind of evened that out so it's not super sticky in any one spot. Does that make sense? So it's like $1.99. Now I do know Wet n Wild has recently come out with new ones. I've got to get my hands on this. I did see that it's like the shade is just slightly different, but I don't think it's going to be different enough that it's going to like completely ruin it for me. So I am interested to try the new one. If you've tried it, let me know. I think it might be a tinge bit darker, but it's like very slight. So either way, I'll keep buying it, but it's amazing if you haven't tried it. I know it sounds dumb, like this $1.99 shadow, but it really is that good. I also use this like to help blend, and I used it today. I'll put it on my brow bone. I'll use it to help blend darker shadows together so it doesn't look muddy or weird. It does an amazing job. It has just the right amount of pigment to do the job well. Next one is this L'Oreal Infallible little Lacquer liner. It's in Blackest Black. It's their gel liner. It's one of my absolute favorites. Now, I did recently fall in love with the with the Ulta Gel Liner, which I will also link below. It might be cheaper. They might be right around the same price. And of course, you can use coupons and sales for both of them. So, but this one I've bought so many times. I don't even know. I mean, I've been using it for years and years and years. It comes when you get it with I think it comes with a little brush. It's actually pretty decent. I just use a different brush. I'm almost to hitting the bottom on this one, so I'll be buying a new one. I like that it has a gold lid. That's part of it, which, you know, whatever. But it's just insanely black, creamy enough, but not too creamy. Sometimes if it's too creamy, it can just slide all around. This is just the right amount. So you can you can move it, but it doesn't move too easily. I love this stuff. This is how I get the black line on my upper lash line. It covers glitter, like I have a little bit of like ColourPop glitter on my lid, if you will. It covers that better than, you know, pencil liners and liquid liners do, like way better. So I just adore it. It's around $10-ish, depending on where you get it, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Next drugstore thing I've repurchased, I think I've bought this particular brush 4 times. That's insane. It's the e.l.f. Crease Brush. Simple as that. It is a smaller crease brush. So I'll use like a big old fluffy one to go to like get, you know, like a light brown or gray or tan color just all over the crease. But when I want to do it a little bit more detailed, this is the brush. I have not found a better one. I really have not. It completely changed the game for me. I felt like I had so much more control even when I didn't know what I was doing, which is like now. It makes you feel like you know what you're doing because you can get powder on the end, you know, whatever color, and really get it in there without accidentally going, oops, and then you got like, you know, dark brown all the way up here. It's so easy to control. It's so good. I've bought 4 because I like having 2 so I can have one in my bathroom, one in here, depending on where I'm getting ready. It's almost always in here. I love just sitting down and having a YouTube, but sometimes if I'm in a hurry, I get ready in my bathroom. And then the other 2 I think I'd had for like a year or 2 and I was like, I should probably, you know, I've cleaned it enough, but I should probably go. So really, really inexpensive. I'll link this below. I'll link everything below, but amazing. Amazing brush. Next favorite, I'm only gonna touch on for a minute, is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I know so many of you guys, if you don't like this, you're probably like, oh my gosh, fast forward. So I'll talk about it quickly. This is a very like polarizing product. Some people absolutely love it, some people absolutely hate it and don't get it. And I don't know why that is. I will say one drawback is that it dries out quickly and it's already a drier formula. Now, I was mentioning another video I filmed today that today I'm wearing this. I wear it every freaking day. I've had it open for a month and a half. I already need to replace it because I'm getting a ton of like fallout. It's amazing for 1 month. After that, you have to replace it. So it's like you kind of got to grapple with like, do you love it enough to buy it every month? Because I could keep this bad boy going. And I know I've heard a lot of people try like, you know, kind of contact solution, saline solution, whatever, to kind of revive it. I will, maybe I should try that before because I haven't tried that yet. To kind of revive it, make it less dry. It's just so amazing as it is that to me, I'm like, I will pay $5.99 over and over again. Or like when there's a sale or coupon, I'll buy 2, like buy one, get one half off, or 4. I have a lot on backup. I'm crazy about this mascara. It's so good. But then you think, well, if I'm spending, you know, $5 to $8 on this every freaking month, why not just buy one high-end mascara for 3 or 4 months? Well, I like this better than any high-end mascara I've tried. So to me, I'm like, it's not even worth it. But if you do like one better, then you're right. That might be more worth your money. So you really have to think about it. But if you haven't tried it, you have to at least try it once. See if you're one of the people that loves it or hates it. It's just very polarizing. Anyway, I didn't tell you why I like it. It's very volumizing, like instantly. It holds the curl all day. I love it. All right, next drugstore product is from NYX. It's their NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. This is probably the 4th or 5th one I've owned of this. This one's actually a new one. I don't use brow gel every day. In fact, I've really gotten out of the habit of it. And so when I saw this, I thought, should I mention it? Because I haven't used it in months. I haven't used brow gel at all. I've gotten better about grooming my brows. Someone asked, oh, have you gotten your brows, is it threaded or not threaded, but like microbladed? I'm like, no, I've never done it. I've just gotten better about, you know, literally cutting my brows. Like, I feel like it's made my brows instantly look more groomed. It's also made it easier for me to just fill them in really quickly with the pencil because I'm not worried about which way the hairs are going because they're already cut to the exact length I want them. Anyway, boy, that was a tangent. But the NYX Control Freak Brow Gel I love because it's perfect for normal life. It's not like the Anastasia one, which I've tried, that like feels like hairspray in your brows. It's more like flexible. And so it does hold your brow hairs in place. If you've got super unruly brows, I don't know if this will be strong enough for you. But I think for most people, it really is exactly right, where I don't feel like you can feel it like where it's like, oh, it feels like it's hairsprayed in place. It just holds them, but it doesn't feel crunchy. It's perfect. I really do like it. And it's, you know, definitely under $10. I want to say it was like 5, 6, 7-ish. All right, next drugstore product. This is kind of borderline. It's kind of bridging the gap between drugstore and high-end. I'm counting as drugstore because I buy it at Target, although there are other brands at Target that are super expensive. So, but it's the No. 7 Radiant Glow Concealer. This stuff, it's like the YSL Touche Éclat stuff, but genuinely better. I have like literally 2 of the YSL ones and I still reach for this one. I miss this stuff. I haven't used it in a while. I have it in the shade No. 10. It's so brightening and yet it conceals. Now this is not a heavy duty concealer that's gonna cover major dark circles, puffy, you know, but it's one of those things that when I wear it during the day, especially to work, and I look in the mirror, and I know so many of you guys are like, yes. You know when you go to the bathroom and there's gross fluorescent lighting and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I just look like garbage. Like, ugh, everything is wrong. Like, because no one looks good in fluorescent light. You can see like any dry spot, like peach fuzz, like everything that's wrong with you is 100% illuminated in freaking fluorescent lighting. But this stuff still looks good, even in fluorescent light. And I'm like, wow, that must be really good stuff. So I just love it. Does it sing into fine lines? Of course it does. Every concealer does for me. But it's just beautiful. I feel like it's youthful and kind of glowy. It's not like shimmery or anything, but it's just the most perfect concealer. I love it so much. I need to put this in my everyday makeup drawer. Let's move on to some high-end ones, shall we? Let's talk about what's on my lips. I've really gotten into, okay, this is a repurchased 3 times. However, it's not the same shade, so I'm kind of cheating. But I wanted to mention it anyway. These are the Marc Jacobs Le Marc lip creams. And I know I've been talking about these for years for good reason. They're my favorite lipstick of all time. Now, my original one was Oh Miley, super red, and I know my like OG people are like, yeah, okay, move on, what else? Like, we know, you talk about it all the time. But what I'm wearing on my lips right now is this shade Infamous. And what I've really gotten into is just taking it, I had a lip balm on, and just going like this. And that's what I did. And I feel, I'm sure that was weird to watch, I don't know. And while I don't think that's gonna work perfectly with like a dark red like Oh Miley, a color like this, I feel like it looks so much more natural on my lips, and it's more comfortable because it's not like perfectly lined, because it's a color that doesn't necessarily need to be. It's a very like a natural lip color. And for whatever reason, I've really gotten into that with these kinds of colors. Another color I like doing that with is Sonic Truth. This formula for these is so creamy and comfortable and moisturizing and yet crazy pigmented. It's unbelievable. Now, it's not something that, you know, obviously it's going to transfer. It's still a lipstick. It's not a matte liquid lipstick that dries down because, like I've said, I'm tired of this. It's just, the formula is amazing, and I just want to share that little, it's not even like a trick, I didn't make it up, but it's just something I've been doing lately that makes me feel like put together, but I don't necessarily feel like I have to worry, like if I go like this, it doesn't like get all over my face. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just an awesome thing I've been doing, and I just wanted to share it. Next thing I've repurchased, ooh, let's talk about this one, is the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. They now sell some MAC products at Ulta, and their paint pots are available, at least the last I checked. This one is great if you're my skin tone. They have other ones for like darker skin tones too, so just kind of check it out and see if there is one that would work for you. They also do Painterly. I've done a comparison of like, if you're near my skin tone, which one should you get? I can link that video. It's a little bit old, but what I said in it still rings true. So I'll link that below if you're like thinking about it and you're like, well, should I get Soft Ochre or Painterly? I'll link that. Did I say that enough? My goodness. This one is a little bit more yellow toned, but it ends up working really well, and it's just an amazing eye primer. It's the only eye primer I think I've purchased more than once. Maybe the Milani one I've repurchased, but this one I think I purchased like 3 times. It's so simple in the mornings, and I did use it today, where I'll just go and just kind of pat it everywhere. It cancels out veining. It holds on to shadow. It's perfect. It's not overly drying, but it's not like too dewy where it's like almost hard to, like the shadow sticks too much. It's just right. It's like the Goldilocks. It's just right. And even though I know that, you know, it can get gross after time, and that's why I've repurchased it. Sometimes I didn't even use it all the way up. I just said, I've been digging my finger in that for a year. It's time to replace it, you know? So that is something, if you're not a fan of that, then you probably won't like it. But if you don't mind it, or you know, well, I'll just have to replace it after a while, I absolutely love it. And this is gonna sound weird. If you have a paint pot, smell it. There's something about the smell of it. There's like no fragrance, but there's like this slight smell that I just love. And I can't describe it. It's like, it reminds me of, see, now I'm like not able to smell it. Like something from my childhood or something. I don't know. I'm so weird. All right, next thing, the It Cosmetics CC Cream. This stuff. Every time I use it, and I mean every time, I think, why don't I use this every single day? Why am I even trying anything else out? For my skin and the look that I like my skin to have, this is it. Best thing I've ever tried. It's, you know, high end, it's expensive. I mean, it's not like $80 or $60, but it's still, I want to say it's like over 30. It is so good. Not only does it have SPF of freaking 50, but it just is the healthiest thing I've ever looked at on my skin. You know what I'm saying? It's so good. It's so like dewy, but not too dewy. And if it is, you can just kind of set it. Now, I think if you have super oily skin, I think oily skin gals don't love this that much because it does still have that kind of glowy nature to it. Now, they have the illumination version. ooh, stay far, far away unless you want like, it's got like micro glitters in it, and it just looked crazy on my face. It really did. It was too much. This is just right, and it's got great coverage. Don't let the CC in the name fool you. It's might as well be a freaking foundation. I mean, that is how I view this. I don't view this as, oh, I'm doing my makeup light today. No, this is like a regular or filming day. I will wear this. It's amazing. It actually is a pump. I wear it in the shade light. The only downside is the shade range. I want to say they have 5 or 6 shades, and that's it. So I tried fair and it was too light, and medium was definitely too dark. So light works pretty well for me. I could probably mix it with porcelain, or fair, I think is what it's called. Maybe they have porcelain too. I think they might be expanding their shade range. I'm not sure. I might have just made that up. I think it's just wishful thinking. So the next thing is from Hourglass. It's their 1.5 millimeter eyeliner. I finally bit the bullet a few months ago, and I bought a 3-pack of these. Only because I've still not found a drugstore version that is this tiny of an eyeliner that's as creamy as it is. It's so creamy, I can tight line and be so particular with it, and it just glides right on. Like butter. Now, obviously there are drugstore options that do glide on, but they're not this thin. And the ones that are, like I know like there's the Maybelline, like has the super skinny one. There's a couple. I've tried them all. None of them are anywhere near this creamy. And so then I'm like tugging and I'm like poking my eyeball out. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I doing this? So it's so worth the money in my opinion. I'm dying to find a cheaper version that really is a dupe, and I just haven't. Let me know. Maybe there's one that I've missed. But I definitely, so I bought this 3-pack, but before that I think I'd gone through maybe 2 or 3. They're so good. They're so expensive. Well, I think one is like maybe $18 or $20, which is still expensive. So then when you buy the 3-pack, it's, you know, even more expensive. So those are my 10 most repurchased makeup products. Let me know what your most repurchased makeup product is down below. I'm always just curious, because if someone's repurchasing something that many times, even more than once, it's very telling that, darn, like that must have been a really good product. It must have really worked for them, especially if it's a high-end product you bought more than once, because that's a lot of money to spend again on something, you know what I mean? So let me know down below if you enjoyed this kind of video. Definitely give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.